that is very, very dear to IMAN, and I think that to black people in general, I'm going to speak specifically to. Of course, the whole world is listening, and because it's an open educational program, it's for those who are, for all to listen and to learn. Put it that way. Now, black psychology, philosophy, the blackness of philosophy, the blackness of psychology, physiology, anatomy. These are some of the sciences that I don't seem to be comfortable when we have to grapple with it. But in order to really understand power, power manifests itself at different levels and in different spaces. The power that exists at the individual level, we're going to say the basic power is will. Yeah, we're going to call basic power within the I is willpower. And the willpower is complemented with what I'm going to call desire power. So there is a twin power that manifests at the level of the I. There's desire and there's will. Now the I, obviously at that psychic level, dwells in a body. And so the body also is also a site and a basis for power. So I want to explore now the power that is within the black body. And so all people who are black, who have bodies, I want to take a second to explore and travel with IMAN within the I's own bodies, black bodies. Now, the body itself is a temple. It is a house. It is a structure. And the structure has certain systems in it. And power rests in institutions, power rests in individuals, power rests in systems. And so the body has systems, and all of these systems are responsible for a certain amount of power. Power to generate the body, power to keep the body alive, and so on. A fundamental system is a skeletal system, the bones. It is a system that puts together, that allows us to move around, because we have a thing called a skeleton. And the skeleton creates a frame. So that's one system. We also have what we call a digestive system, for example. This is a system that helps us to move fluids and nutrients and energy through the body and, you know, keep the thing energized. There is also a reproductive system. There is a nervous system. So, at a level, there are several systems that are within the black body. Sometimes we don't know how these systems work. Sometimes we don't even understand how they are connected. But I want to talk about a system now that is called the endocrine system. E-N-D-O-C-R-I-N-E. And we ask that in the MetaMorphOsis you have your tools. And one of the tools of the transformation is the dictionary. So we say, there is this system that is called the endocrine system. Some say endocrine. We all have it. All black people, all what we call, let's just say, human beings have this system called the endocrine system. But we want to look specifically now at how it functions in black people. Because as I am concerned, other groups and races have sought out themselves. We're going to sort out ourselves here within this moment. Now, you see the endocrine system? It is made up of glands. Yes, G-L-A-N-D-S. So getting into biology, we're doing it, looking at it from a black perspective. Black biology. Black physiology, or the physiology now of blackness. Now, this system here that we say now is made up of glands. Inside the body of man, it's shaped like a tree. It's like a tree. And you know that man is not so different from a tree. The analogy between man and tree, black man and green tree, is that, first of all trees have roots. And all black man have roots. The tree has a trunk. We too have a trunk. The tree have limbs. We also have limbs. The tree have skin. Yeah, the skin of the tree are the leaves. we also have skin. And in our skin and in the tree is a thing called pigment. So there are great similarities between black man and green tree, big tree. But when we look at the systems now within the makeup of the black man, and we explore the endocrine system, and we look at the glands form a tree inside the body of man. At the base of the tree are the sex cells, the sex glands, the gonads and the ovaries. So the tree starts at the sex glands, at the reproduction, where the seeds are. Where the seed and the egg is, and that's where the tree starts, that's the foundation. And when we go up the body of man, we end up with a series of, we see a set of glands that goes up the human body, up the body of man. In the abdominal area, there are glands that are called the pancreatic glands. There are glands that take you further up into the system. And when we get into the adrenal area, there are glands that we call the adrenal glands. By the way, a gland is really an organ, you know. And what these organs do is operate in a way to send messages through the bloodstream in the form of hormones. So these glands now create this powerful messenger called hormones. And we have a general idea that we all have hormones. But we'll continue the journey of the tree. We start at the gonads, and then we go to the adrenal glands. Then we go up higher into what we call the thymus. Then we get into the throat area, and then we have a gland called the parathyroid gland. And we continue to rise until we reach the thyroid gland. Now, this is an imaginary journey inside the body of man, but the organs are real. Once we pass the throat and we get up into the head, the glandular tree becomes more powerful. The glands become more powerful. Now, if you go anywhere around the world today, in the university systems, in the educational systems, and you ask what is the highest gland on the tree, you will be told that the highest gland is the pituitary gland. This is the teaching at the universities, at the high schools, at the colleges, around the whole world. And I want my people to take heed of this now, you know. Even our greatest academics, with their double PhDs and triple MHDs and all these Ds, their training has taught them that the highest gland in man is the pituitary gland. Now I want to say tonight, or today, or to wherever you are, that that is a lie. That is an academic and an intellectual and a physiological lie. Because there is a gland that is higher than the pituitary gland. And this gland now is found in the black man. It is this gland that we call the pineal gland, the Pineal gland. And you see, when you begin to research the pineal gland, you see things that tell you that it is not properly understood. You see information that tells you that they're not sure what the pineal gland really does. But you see, in black man, the pineal gland is the gland that connects the man to the external universe. The pineal gland has magnetic properties in it. The pineal gland is the size of a pea, and it has a shape of like a pyramid. And it is this eye, this gland, that black people need to open. But you can't open it if you don't know if it is there. So it's like you have a switch, you know. It's like you have an engine, and you have some switches. And when you go to the very top switch, you get the most power. But guess what happens? You never throw that switch yet. Because you think that the switch below that is the power switch. So we have been deceived and we have been duped. So I want the people who are listening to the Metamorphosis tonight, if you've never done it before for the first time, you're going to begin to explore the pineal gland. You're going to see the link now between the pineal eye and the eye of consciousness. Because it is that eye that is the foundation of consciousness. It is through that eye that inspiration flows. Yes, it is the pineal gland. So let us not be deceived by the literature. Can remember one time, the Europeans thought that the world was flat. And that is what was taught in the universities. Until they discovered, So maybe we have to wait until they too discover the pineal gland. But the pineal eye is historically known. The Orientals spoke about it as the third eye. The United States puts the pineal representation on the dollar because we see the eye in the pyramid. What I am suggesting is that I and I open that eye, that we make a link between identity and the consciousness of the pineal eye. Metamorphosis, searching self for blackness.